And we are live. Welcome to another episode of The Ruski Show, starring your host, me, Ruski. Hello, how are you? And tonight's what do you want to talk about? Tonight's topic is growth. Something that evolves, expand, person, place, thing, mindset, who we are as individuals. We grow. Never stop growing. You change. But what direction, what path do you go on? You can grow with ideas, your personality. Are you growing in the right direction? Are you who you want to be in life? Things to think about. Excuse me. You know what? I'm just going to do one of these real quick. Hold on, I'm sorry. There we go. Sorry about that. I had to set something up real fast. My bad. Ugh. Hopefully, I can grow into being a better uh, YouTuber. That's on the rise. I should have everything ready before I start my live. I should have everything set up. But all right, back to topic on growth. See, on YouTube, feel like I'm evolving, I'm changing, and I wish certain other content creators would grow, and I see other contents growing. It's hard in life, such as life, whether it's your job, your friends, or even your family. Are people that you're surrounded with, are they growing? Are they matching your growth? Your you evolving? Are they matching that? Are you where you want to be? Questions to think about. Can't stay stagnant or complacent. No, I try not to be. Gotta take my own words of advice. I try to live by what I say. That's why I talk about it. Wanting to see if people are on the same level as myself. I wasn't the person I was yesterday or the day before that, and I won't be tomorrow. Ever changing, ever growing, ever evolving. It's humans. They say that man was originally an ape, a monkey in that family. I don't necessarily believe that, but man has grown over time. Evolution of the car, the airplane, thoughts, ideas, government, even religion. Growth. It's always time for a change. I think that was even Barack Obama's slogan, change. Good concept. And yes, we try to practice what we preach and do it Sometimes we get distracted, we fail, we falter. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you keep on going. Growth has a couple things go with that: focus, drive, determination, motivation. Work. Growth isn't easy, but humans are complicated and strong in nature. Thirst for knowledge, that's me. I like to do that. Hopefully you do too. It's, they say life goes by. It'll pass you by if you don't keep going. And it's true. Life is ever growing, ever changing, ever evolving. It doesn't stop. And we shouldn't either. Obviously, we need rest, sleep, even a break sometimes from our daily grind. It's good to take breaks sometimes. That's what YouTube is, really. For some, it's a career. Well, the bigger known creators, it's a career. For us right now, it's a hobby. Some of us want to turn the hobby into a career. And that's growth. That's change. It's positive. It's for the better. Monetarily speaking, and life decisions. But if you choose to do social media like I have, in your growth, you got to be careful, diligent, cautious. That equates to maturity. Watching your own ass. I daily think on how to become a better person, a better me. I'd like to think everybody thinks that. Maybe we don't do it every day, but we should do it quite often, if not every day. It should always be on our minds. And if you have family, grow your family, raise your kids, right? You're growing the next generation. Your friends, too. Some of us don't want to be leaders, but friends are friends for a reason. Like-minded people. But which path are you choosing? Subconsciously, we follow our friends follow us. So we should be good examples, right? That's growth. Even if you don't consider yourself a role model or a leader, I guess you are to somebody. If it's not a family member or a friend or a significant other, do it for yourself. Yeah. It's healthy. You're not going to change the world if you don't grow. Promotion at your job, whether it be a raise in money or another opportunity at your work, you should grow in your job, get better at it. Or if you have a hobby, whatever that may be. We're all growing, getting better. You want to be better at your hobby, right? Whatever that is. Mine is YouTube. Definitely want to grow in this. A network. Connecting. That was my last topic. So, but it's okay. And if you have to distance yourself from people, that's growth. They're not good for you. Ignore them. Because they're not ready to grow. You should surround yourself with people that are at your level or better. If they're not on your level, how can you grow? You're just pulling people, and eventually that'll slow you down and you'll join the crowd. I feel like in real life and on YouTube, I've outgrown certain individuals, certain communities. I wish the best for them, and I always try to leave the door open. I'm on a different level. I want to stay positive, just in case. You never know. People that you don't think will grow, will grow. And you should never burn bridges. We were taught that when we were younger. Sometimes we lose sight of that. Networking is part of growth. Staying in contact with people, connecting, friends, relationships. You never really want to burn bridges. We got to watch our mouths sometimes. Watch what you say. People remember. What you say, how you treat people, they remember. I made a bunch of contacts that still respected. Most rooms that I go in on YouTube, I'm still welcome. So I don't talk trash. And this full 2026 is my second year of doing philosophy. I didn't. I started it last year. Yes, I did. Definitely took a lot of breaks. Filters are good. Okay. Kind of random, but yes, filters are good. Welcome, Bridget. Hello, how are you? The link is pinned or posted, and I'll drop it again just in case. Pretty sure it's there, but why not? Do it one more time. If you want to come on panel, it's fine. There you go. And people can hit the link if you're positive. If you're not, and I know who is and I know who's not. So, because I'm trying to push this channel, I don't have time for the drama. That's not growing. That's maturity, people. That's the direction I'm going. Growth and maturity. I have a code of ethics. I have a moral compass. I was raised a Christian. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a Christian. I'm just saying that's the way I want to grow in. I was thinking about YouTube, where am I going to go? How am I going to grow? Hold on here. Nope, we have a female caller. Hello.
Hi.
How are you, Bridget? What's going on?
I'm doing good. Let me shut you off on YouTube.
Okay. All right, your thing. Let me know when you're ready. I'll continue.
Okay.
Are you ready? Okay.
Filters are good whenever they're. You need a filter for your mouth, not yours. I mean, people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is true. I would tend to agree. And topic tonight is growth, Bridget. And what can you tell me about growth? How are you growing?
Growing every day by learning.
That is true. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. Well, maybe not physically. You're a grown woman. Well, that's not true. You can go to a gym and gain muscle, I guess.
Spiritually, mentally.
Yep. Good. I'm trying to grow. Well, I got to get back to the gym. Speaking of the gym, got to put on more muscle. Before you joined, I was going to talk about my channel growing, and I was thinking, after philosophy, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it for a while, but I was thinking of talking about religion, well, Christianity specifically. And obviously, I'm not a pastor, but God does. It says in the Bible, He wants us to go out and preach to the world. And you don't have to take. I know pastors go to school and learn, and it says everyone. spread his name. So I was thinking about doing that maybe later, growing into that field. I've done a lot of genres. Right now it's philosophy. What do you think about that?
I think that would be a good idea. I just bought a book from Amazon, The Bible in 52 Weeks, a year-long Bible study for women. So
Oh,
I plan on getting into that.
oh, that's really cool. I didn't know you were a Christian. Okay. That's nice. It's really nice.
I need to get closer to God. Then I kind of pulled away from Him, and I've been trying to go to church, which I've not been just going every Sunday, but I try to go whenever I can.
That is. Pain 436 writes, the Lord used the least expected person. There's a $sign blocking that word. Reach out. Okay. They need to move that. That is in the most inconvenient place to put a dollar. I'm not even monetized. Why do they have that there? Anyways, sorry. Moving on. Yeah, I've been contemplating going to church for like the last month. I actually was going to church quite a bit in 2024, and then I moved to Iowa, and that place is godless, especially the house I was in. Moving on. Pokey, 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 jabby, jabby, jabby. I heard that laugh. No, I even the people that I don't like, I want them to do better because currently I don't like who they are, and if they grow, maybe I'll grow to like them. And such as us. Some people may not like us, but when we evolve, we grow in a positive manner, you change minds. One of my catchphrases is I turn doubters into believers. There's a lot of people that didn't like me that now like me. And it's pretty much growing and growing and growing. You got to ignore the haters. How do you feel about that?
I think you should try to ignore the haters.
Easier said than done, huh?
It's easier said than done, yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been on YouTube for? I mean, I know you're just a viewer and a chatter, but how long have you been doing that for?
Well, off and on since I think it was right when COVID started, I came on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I wish I took advantage of that. Was the if anyone was going to do social media, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, and anyways, that would have been the best year to. You would have anyone would have exploded that year because I don't know if people remember it was 5 years ago, but we weren't allowed to leave our house. Weren't allowed. Nope. Got to stay indoors. That was the best time to become a content creator, influencer, whatever you want to call it. God, I wish I did that. Oh, well. It is what it is. I would have grown so fast. Darn it. Sorry, Bridget. I'm reflecting here. It blew up in 2009. Yeah. See, Payne knows what I'm talking about. He knows. This guy knows. Yeah. Hopefully, and I want to grow, but I think about people I know in real life, definitely in real life, but as well. It went. Yes, 2020 was crazy. I think about people I know on YouTube. Yes, they do have bigger numbers now, but I know some people that had big numbers, a couple years ago, and it's honestly relatively the same. Like they blew up and now they hit the ceiling. And I've told people the drama content, it only goes so far. It only goes so far. There's a ceiling.
It is, but I think that's the channels that get more viewers because they're into it with for the fighting and the drama.
Yeah.
Especially women. It's like soap operas.
I've been in the women's community, yeah.
Women used to just love soap operas when they were on all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So Drama Community is almost like soap operas.
Yeah. It's. I remember Days of Our Lives. That was actually my favorite one. I was a kid and I used to watch that stuff. Yeah. The women's community definitely is like a soap opera. It's modern day soap opera. I'm sure they still have The Bold and the Beautiful or whatever the show may be, but nowadays people don't watch as much TV as they do. See how we consume television has grown. We don't. People. Why would we pay $100 for cable TV when we get YouTube or Netflix or Hulu, Disney, Paramount, all that for a cheaper price? Actually, if you pay for all of that, you're probably paying like. I'm going to show on private chat. I know a few free sites. Anyways, moving on. Was getting distracted. Yeah, I know a bunch of free sites you can watch movies and TV shows on. Those are actually growing. People want instant gratification, and we want it kind of cheap if we got to pay for it. And companies know that, so they got to grow. Will, you can hit the link if you want. Maybe I'll just drop it again for Will. All right, here. Let's see.
Oh, Will, he never added me to his YouTube, or not YouTube, but IG.
Yeah, I was trying to look.
Whenever I used to, I wanted to see his lives, and he did them on IG, and I always tried to get him to add me on his IG, and he wouldn't let me follow him.
Yeah. Christian philosophy is definitely a controversial topic. Colossians 2:8. See to it that no one takes you captive by philosophy or empty deceit. That is true. Oh, didn't know Petty Dragonfruit was a Christian. I like that. Thank you. They know what they're talking about. They know. One of the biggest things I have a problem with is the word karma. There's no mention of it in the Bible. And I think people have made the word karma into a deity, a false prophet, the golden calf. And Jesus said, he will vomit you out of his mouth if you are lukewarm to Christianity. You are going straight to hell. People believe in karma more than they say the word Jesus. His name has power. You're saying the word karma over and over and over again, but you're forgetting the Lord, Jesus Christ. And then Christ is not his last name. It's a title. It means the anointed one. The anointed one. Jesus, the anointed one. Alpha and Omega. The man that says I am. So, yeah. So I kind of have a huge problem with karma. And Catholicism, to tell you the truth. I don't really want to go there. Anyways. Getting back to the topic of growth. Sorry. Went on a little bit of a rant there. But it's nice to speak to someone that is like-minded like myself, Christianity and philosophy. Philosophy is just a form of expanding your mind, growing your mind. That's why I like to talk about it. This is actually calming for me. Karma comes from Buddhism and Hinduism. Yes, not Christianity, not from the Lord Jesus Christ. And by the way, I'm Asian, and Buddha said, do not praise me. I am not a god. And people created Buddhism. I don't think Buddha created Buddhism. People created Buddhism. He was just saying, be a better person. That's all Buddha was saying. And he's right. A fat man talking about minimalism. What do you think about that, Bridget? That was a joke. I mean, it's true, but it was
true. Funny.
Yeah, try, man. Try.
Have you been watching the monks walking to Washington, D.C.?
I'm sorry, the what?
Monks. Have you been following them?
No. I heard what you said, but I wanted to make sure. Monks in these... No. What's going on with that?
They were walking in India there for a while, and they picked up a dog, a Luca. He was a street dog, and it followed them everywhere. So they brought him to the United States.
Yeah.
And I believe they're walking from Texas to Washington, D.C., and Luca's been with him the whole time. Well, he did have to have his leg repaired, and he's been in therapy, rehab to get his leg where he can walk again.
Oh, okay.
But they brought a Luca with them.
I think Petty Dragonfruit knows what you're talking about. The Peace Walk is beautiful in her, his opinion. I don't know if Petty Dragonfruit's a guy or girl, but in their opinion, the Peace Walk is beautiful. Is that what you're talking about? Is it a Peace Walk?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Petty knows what you're talking about. I need to Google it, and I'm going to broaden my. You said in DC. I'm from that place. Been in Florida too long. Actually, not long enough, to tell you the truth. I'm gonna stay here. It's nice. Sometimes, and you can outgrow your environment if it's not suiting or fitting your needs, your mental wants. It's time to go. You gotta go. You gotta go. And I left. I need to go to some place slightly warmer, though. It's about to drop down to 55 degrees. That is chilly. 55 degrees is cold. It's like get hot chocolate, put on 5 coats, and the world is ending type of cold. Or am I being dramatic? I might be being dramatic.
You're being dramatic.
Son of a bitch. Sorry. It's okay. I've lived in Tampa, that's why. It's actually only cold 1 month out the year. It's January. And for the rest of the year, it's warm as fuck. Like short sleeves. God, why am I sweating? That type of warmth. That's the type of warmth I need to be in. Kind of like hell, but not that hot. Type in Florida Man. See what pops up. Have you ever done that before? It's the greatest thing. Type in Florida Man and your birth year. Holy, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in Florida. I'm just saying. There's a reason why we have stand your ground laws. Holy crap. It's wild out here.
People always have to grow.
Yes.
And if you can't grow, you can't be planted. You always have to move around and try to better your life, better yourself.
Yeah, I agree. It's easier said than done, and it takes time. And humans,
just like your channel will grow sooner or later, but it takes time. People have to learn about it.
Yeah, that is true, and I do keep track of the numbers. I shouldn't, but I do. I grow. There hasn't been a day where my channel was stagnant. As in, I get at least a couple subs a day, which is good. Because with my first channel did reach 1,000, but there would be days where I didn't get any subs, like 0. My channel now is growing faster than my original channel. I know I'm at 142, and my old channel had like 1,000, but it took longer for that channel to grow. Maybe I know why my channel's growing, because I'm already established. People know who I am. They're just, Risky has a show. He has his channel up and going. So the people that were there before and I'm not going to probably get the same subs, because respectfully, some have passed on. And that's weird to think about. Some of the subs I have are no longer on this planet, on Earth. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Some of them are in jail and prison. And that's kind of crazy. Yeah. If you think about it, right? Isn't that weird? They took a different direction, instead of growing maturely. People choose to walk a different path. We should keep them in our prayers. And people, here's a little bit about growth. People you don't like, you may not like them, and you can have nothing to do with them. You don't have to be part of their life, or they don't have to be part of yours. But you can pray for them, and hopefully they can get better. And I already said this, and maybe one day your paths will cross and it'll be better. But sometimes you do need to take breaks from people. Not growing yourself, but take breaks from people. sometimes situations, and then you revisit it, and hopefully both of you in the situation has grown. What do you think about that?
I think that's true.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. I try to put some insight on life in general. It's life can be easy. Life can be hard. Life is what you make it. Sometimes there are outside forces that do affect your life. That is true. But for the most part, you decide what happens in your own life. Well, if you have family members, if you are single, yes, you pretty much have 99% control of your own life. There are outside situations, but if you have family, a wife or a husband, kids, um, other relatives, moms, dads, grandparents, siblings, they definitely affect your life. So you don't have as much will or freedom. People don't really want to put it in those words. I get it, but it's true. The less people you know, the more freedom and more will you have, because when you have family around, you have to look out for people. You have to be a leader in a sense. What do you think?
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Which I
So,
wouldn't know because I don't have kids or anything. So
no kids. And I'm assuming you're single. Um, do you have family that you like, mom, dad, siblings? Do you answer to those
no,
people?
no, remember I told you yesterday that
I know, but that was
my
over the
family
phone.
were
That was,
older family, and no, I
yeah.
told you on panel.
Did you?
I
I'm getting
did.
confused. Sorry. Life is strange to me. I know. I'm. It's a runoff. I apologize. Either way, I knew about that. If I was trying to act like it's brand new, I apologize. I am deeply
So
sorry.
I have lost my parents, my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, most of my cousins, my brothers.
She's in
So,
my situation. Everyone I know is dead. That's
and
not funny. That's actually
I used
yeah.
to hang out with people my mom's age, and they're all gone. So
So you're the young person hanging out with the old crew. I know what that's like. Actually, no, I'm reverse. I hang out with the younger crowd. I'm the old man that tries to act young. Um, thank thank God I look younger. Holy crap! Good thing I'm not balding. In some ways, it shapes and forms. I'm glad I haven't grown. Like, I do not look like your average 40-something-year-old. I'm not fat. I'm not gray. I'm not balding. You know what I did do? I grew in the gym. Working out, people. If you want to grow physically, you start young and you keep with it. That's how you maintain youthful, young looks.
I have too much people during the day, on weekdays. So weekends, I try to hide.
So you interact with a lot of people during Monday through Friday, and on the weekends I try. If I'm not working, I hide from everyone. Like, I mean, there's people out in this world that like in my little world that want to be my friend, and you know what's weird? I don't want to be their friend. I'm such a loner. It's I'd rather go on YouTube and do this for a half hour, and I'm content on that type of interaction. I'm an introvert. Uh, I've done the party thing. I used to party when in my 20s, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the weekend, and I outgrew that. I totally. I should, at my age I should be. Yeah, that's normal. Kind of like internet. Um, I outgrew certain communities. I'm still friendly with them, and most of everyone in the other communities are definitely welcome in my chat and on panel if you can hold a conversation and be mature. But yeah, when you're growing, you get tired, and so but when you step back and you go back into said communities where you're trying to grow out of, it'll drain you quicker. So you got to watch what you do and how you do it. That is part of growth. Got to watch you have to be cautious. You do, don't you think? Got to watch what you do.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
You very much have to.
Yeah. People can pull you and people can be bad influences. But you got to be a shining light, a beacon, Even if you are a lone wolf, such as myself, you can shine and people will notice it. You don't have to interact with people every day. Just be yourself, be positive, grow, and people will take notice. Some of them will try to better themselves. Some people won't. And that's okay. You pray for everyone. I know I will. I try not to hate people. It's not good for your soul. Jesus talked about forgiveness. That was a couple of topics ago, by the way. And it says in the Bible, God cannot forgive you if you don't forgive others. And communion, remember that. That's when a couple of times I went to church. I was like, should I take communion? I don't want to have God's wrath, because it does say if you take communion and you are angry and bitter at someone, you take communion, God will seek wrath on you. It says it in the Bible. And I don't need that in my life. So I kind of skipped a couple communions. But it also says take communion. So what that means is you have to forgive people. You have to. No way out of it. And Petty Dragon Fruit says the topic of growth in the Bible versus philosophy is definitely opposite. Philosophy tells us that failures are essential to do better, and the Bible tells us to become rooted in God for growth. That is true. That's why I bring up God in my philosophical speeches. Hopefully people have noticed. That's why they call me the uneducated philosopher for a reason. Bada boom. I'm done too much talking, Bridget. I would like to hear your thoughts.
I have to go. I have a call.
Never mind. You have a good night.
How do I get off of here?
All right. You take
Sorry.
care, Bridget. No, you're good. You're good.
You too. Bye.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye. There she goes. There's Bridget. She forgot to log out. But that's okay.
Can you drop me off of here?
Oh, all right. I got you. There you go. All right. That's fine. I was curious if you studied philosophy at... Oh. Yes. Yes, I have. Hopefully it comes out that way. But I'm going to end this show. And I want to thank everyone for coming. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you to my guest, Bridget. For the next time, take care of yourselves and each other. And I'm Ghost.